I'd been talking about how it's false that dinosaurs and vegetation things have turned into oil. I remember when I was in just like the second grade, and we went on a field trip, and we were shown this model of the tar pits and how there was dinosaur bones found in there. And I said, "Oh, so that's because they were trying to tell us that the old dinosaurs and stuff turned into oil." I said, so that's how they turned into oil, is that a lot of dinosaurs died there? And the teacher said, no, they just went into the tar pit and died there. And then I said, well, why do they say that the dinosaurs turned into oil? And she couldn't answer it, and it's like, I thought, something's wrong here, and I think I remember talking to one of my friends. I said, this doesn't make sense at all. I don't believe it. So it's just like when you're a little kid, they teach you that there's the Easter Bunny real, and you figure out pretty quick that that's not true. There's not big giant bunnies jumping around. And the three things you learn, then the tooth fairy, and then Santa Claus, So the tooth fairy, I hung on to that. I believed that was real, And then I started getting a little suspicious, and then my family told me that, yeah, that's not real either. But I held out for Santa Claus for quite a while, even though my friends said there was no Santa Claus. I said, no, there was, I thought that there was. And then when my parents told me there wasn't, then I figured, well, they just, what's next? God isn't real, because I believed in God. My mother taught me to pray when I was little. So this is all, in that line. The next thing to go is God, So that seems to be, that's what the training is, that, hey, all this stuff, that you can't see, it's just all not real, And I think they brainwash people on purpose by telling them these things, But God is real. They're not real. They're unbelievably wicked, I mean, the devil is, and it's his plan, and those that have worked with him, And but God is real, People have known that through all generations in the past. It was all there was no teaching of evolution in the past. Everyone knew with God God was real, especially in the Christian realms. The other thing I just want to mention was that the reason why God wouldn't allow the angels, the sons of God, to materialize, the wicked ones, they couldn't materialize after the flood, was because they caused so much damage before the flood. And of course, God knew what would happen, but he had to cut the days short. In other words, if he allowed the demons to materialize, it would never have gotten to the point now. They would have never. They would have caused so much havoc and chaos in the world and violence, and it would have never even gotten this far. So God is, when you have a tree, you have to prune the tree, and that's why He's allowed certain things to happen. There's been a pruning of the tree in order for it to even last this long. But then the final time of judgment comes, which is coming. I feel is coming pretty soon.